So here we go, let's try and cut these. It's a bit so scary. Hello YouTubes. So today I am going to be building a house. All from the joys of my kitchen table here. So today's house is a miniature house which we bought from a local train show for the grand total of $5. So this is quite an old kit, I think, by the looks of it. Hopefully all the pieces are there, and it is house number 2, right? So it started off as this little yellow house here. However, I have been painting it already, so let's have a look at the painting that I did yesterday, and today we're going to be gluing it all together. So let's have a look at the kit. Right, so as I said, it started off yellow. I have though painted it, and I think inspired mostly by watching Charmed recently. So anyone that's watched the witchy show Charmed knows that they live in a kind of red house. So I decided red was going to work better than yellow, which is on the box, or this nasty kind of sludgy green colour that the actual plastic was. So I've painted outside. In the base section here, you can see they're all still on the plastic base. I'm sure there's a name for that, but it's part of the little chimney here. Walls of the house. Looks like the back wall. And all the window sections that I painted, I think it's this one here, vanilla. Right, so the red was just a mixture of a whole load of colours until I got the colour I wanted. And also in the kit we have some window sections. Hopefully you can see that. Some random different curtains, window interiors. And here is our instructions. Right, now our model today is it's house 2, so I'm guessing that means it's model 2, which has a little section here. Yes, that's it there. Right, so this section here is how I'm telling there, because they're all slightly different, right? And so we're following these instructions, and then this one. So I have built couple of these kits before from this era, and they are not like the Walthers kits. They're pretty old school and they don't really fit together. You kind of have to just make them fit, shall we say, but let's see how we get on. For tools today, my main tool of choice is going to be Gorilla Super Glue. So this is by far the best one I've found for using for model work, mainly because it has a little brush in it. Does get a bit gloopy after a while, and sometimes the lid gets a bit stuck on. There, okay, got it off today. But the brush makes it easiest, I find, to get the glue accurately. I have tried other ones like this one here that you just kind of drip on, but it just ends up making a big mess and you make a big glue splodge everywhere. I've also got some, what I would refer to as Pritt stick. This one is not actually made by Pritt, but it's the same stuff. That's for gluing in the windows. Got a little file for filing off little plastic edges, and a little pair of snips. Oh, we need to build a house. Oh, and I've got some tweezers here just in case I need them. So we're going to start with the front. Front picture here is showing the front with lots of little bits and pieces. The main bit I can see is this front bit here. So here's the front bit. So the first thing I need to do is to take this off what are these things called? Spruce. I've got sprue or spruce in my head. It's something like that for these plastic bits. Somebody leave a comment and tell me what they're called. Right, I'm going to call them spruces just because, you know. So I'm going to chop this off here. And this plastic is quite brittle. I don't know how old this kit actually is, but I'm guessing maybe 70s or something, maybe. I don't know. This kit is probably, wow, that makes it like 40 or 50 years old, maybe older. It's not surprising, it's a wee bit brittle, right? Okay, so just on the bits that we chopped it, I mean, you could probably paint them after you chop them off. I just find it easier to paint them beforehand. It does mean though when I file this there'll be a wee edge, and oh, I've broken a bit off. Oh no, not good. We'll make it work. But honestly, nobody's going to be looking that close. It's mainly just so that it actually fits together properly that I'm filing this down. So I'll just file it off, make it nice and smooth. Okay, there we go. First piece. Right, where will we start? Let's start at the top. That seems like a good place to start, right? And it seems like we've got a window, big triangle window bit that looks to fit the top. It's really hard to tell from these instructions where everything goes, but that looks like it'll fit there. And then there's a wee glass bit that goes on the back. So let's start with them. So we need another one cut off here. Let's go. That was a bit scary that you don't want to break these. Again, we will give them a wee file. The other side. And this is painted vanilla over white, so it's not as obvious now when I file this off. There we go, and that bit should fit nicely-ish over there. I think I need to file that top edge just a wee bit cleaner there because that edge is quite obvious. Let's just here we go, and then it needs to have a wee window on the back, which is going to be, it said 42. One of these little guys. Now these are really scary to cut off. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. I don't need to file these so much because he just gets stuck on the back. So let's glue and glue our first piece on. Brush really helps. Nice bit of glue there. I always end up gluing myself onto the things and almost gluing my fingers together and all that kind of stuff. This glue is lethal. You have to be very careful with it. Oh, nice and straight. And it doesn't give you a lot of playtime either. Okay, let's stick on. Okay, so far so good. And then we need to put the wee window on the back. Oh, there's a bit of a paint thing there on the back. Let's just peel that off so it's flat. There we go. And then stick this on here. Not a lot of edge around this wee guy, so we'll need to be quite precise with the glue. Let's put the glue on this bit. just on this wee edge and on this wee edge. And I'll put go straight, please. Oh no. Fiddly, fiddly. It's not exactly where I wanted it, but it's on. It's stuck and it's not moving. Right, so he's got his wee window glass in. There we go. Right, so the last thing for that window will be his wee paper curtains. But I think what we'll do is we'll build everything up and then put the paper on last, because I don't want to tear the paper. Right, so let's go with the next pieces. The garage door and top window on, both with their glass. And the next windows are going to be these big bay windows here, which are basically done the same way as that first one, but it's just a wee bit more fiddly, and there's two different ones, so I'll need to figure out which one goes where. The picture is showing this bit being at the top edge up here. Right, let me just cut these out then and we'll try that. So the bottom window, that one fits in quite snug. That one's pretty good. Still to glue it. This top one, no, wow, it is. As I said, these kits can be a bit awkward. So I don't know if you can see that there. There we go. Right, that is just not gonna fit. So I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of filing on you, little guy, to make you fit in and be a proper window. Filing time. Ha, got him now. We filed him into submission. He will now fit. Okay, so now it's just like the other ones. We just have to glue in these plastic bits to make his glass and stick them all together. Alright, there we go. Bay windows in place. Starting to look pretty good, I think. Just if anyone's using this glue, it is great stuff. It's really accurate with the little brush. The only thing is, do use it in a well ventilated room, because it's kind of fumey. It's almost like chopping onions. If you have the lid open beside you too long, then you end up with fumes in your face, and that's not a good thing. So yeah, make sure well ventilated when using that guy. Right, so the next bit I'm going to be very careful with, because the last model I built, I went horribly wrong and did this bit completely wrong, because the instructions are very confusing. Right, so we need to pay close attention. But there's a wee fence. So on this bit here, we've got a wee white fence that needs to go around here. And on the last model, I stupidly stuck it underneath because the instructions are not clear. But so the next thing is a wee fence, and this kind of gable bit at the top here, which basically just gets stuck on. There's no clips or guides or anything useful. You just have to stick it on there, hold it, and hope for the best there. I thought, sorry, I was a bit high there, but this area here. So gable and this wee fence. Here we go. Okay, next bit looks to be, there's kind of white edging that goes right down the corners. Now the scariest thing with this is chopping it off this spruce, whatever it's called here. So there's these wee super skinny bits, so we need to try and chop these off. You see that they're super skinny wee bits there. Need to try and chop these off without breaking them, which is scary. Here we go, let's try. And okay, that's one. And let's try and get the other side. One. There we go. Okay, we got them. And then we just need to glue these wee guys on. A little bit of filing. That'll be that. Coming on. Okay. Right. I think what I'm actually going to do, I don't know if you noticed, I tried to paint these wee sections here. Oh, there we go. I was too high with that. These wee sections here, I was just using the paint pens for that. I think I could brighten them up a bit. They look a bit dull compared to the rest. So I have the paint pens here. Just these things. There. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. And I'm going to use the fat end so that I don't overdo it. But let's just touch it up a wee bit. Quite good, these paint pens. David likes using these as well for that. But too much there. Oh no! I have to clean that up a bit. David likes using these for painting his wee people. Wee cleaning thing. This is where it all starts to go horribly wrong. No. Wow, instant paint does not want to clear off this guy. Maybe this wasn't such a good plan, eh? Should have left it alone. Else should have left it alone. Hold on. Kitchen roll, pull them up. Ooh, it's a bit rough looking there. See, if it looks good, you should just leave it and not try to make it look better. That's the key with this, because there is a risk that you just end up making it look worse. So I am very good at. It was all going so swimmingly well. Go away, paint, go away. That's what I get for trying to be a perfectionist. It's not bad. Okay, I should have left it alone though. Alright, here we go. Kind of spoiled the wee squares, but it's not terrible. Anyway, as I was saying, these paint pens, pretty cool. I like them. Very good. Right, so the next bit, what have I got? Is that water? It is. Okay. Oh, I thought I had a glue splodge. Right, so next bit is the kind of bit over the door. Now the door in this kind of sticks in the way. Right, so there's a bit that sticks out over here over his porch, and then the door itself is inset, which is a wee bit fiddly, and I can't decide whether to do the inset bit first or the bit sticking out first. The instructions are telling me to do the bit sticking out first, so let's follow what the instructions say. Right, that may or may not be a good plan, but we're going to roll with it and see where we get to. Alright, that is us finished with the first page of instructions. I'll just show you again what we were following. There you go. That was a very detailed instruction sheet, and it ended up looking like that. I think it looks pretty good so far. Not bad. A little bit fiddly towards the end there. Right, so we can either move on to the next steps on the instructions, which is on the other page here. Right, so, no, I tell you a lie, there's a section at the bottom here, B. And B is basically telling us to make the back wall. Alright, I guess we could do that. Let's go with that. So there's B, back wall, which is not that piece. This guy here. Right, so we're going to do the back wall, put all the windows in that, and we'll put this front guy to the side for now. Right, so that is back wall done. Complete with some of my hair, but there you go. Back wall, windows all in. So now I'm just going to do the two side walls. Those are pretty quick, just the same thing again. So by the magic of YouTube, the side walls are now done. Little windows in place. That's one. There's the other one. Okay. So while I was doing that, I realized that this back wall doesn't have its scary side bits on it, so I need to do that whole scary side cutting thing again of the spruce, whatever it's called. So I need to get that done. So here we go, let's try and cut these. So scary. Right, there's one. One more. So skinny, here we go. Please don't break. Please don't break. Yay. Okay, so just going to glue them on the sides. A wee bit of filing. I keep forgetting to move the things out the way, and then I have to use the wee paintbrush to wipe off all the, it's not really sawdust, is it? Plastic dust from the filing. Oh, these are so flimsy. They're almost worse than the really tiny bits. Just because they're so skinny, I don't like them. They're also quite hard to stick on because you just end up with glue all over yourself. But they do look nice once they're on, so it's worth it. Now they have sort of little circles. I don't know if I can get that to focus. Not really. Okay, well, take my word for it. They have little circles on them on one side and not on the other, and I'm trying to put the circles facing up the way. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I'm doing with this kit, so at least they'll all match with wee circles. Splodgy, splodgy. I'm trying to stick it on without completely covering myself in glue. There's one side. It does give it a nice finished edge though, you know. Let's see. More splodgy, splodgy. Ooh, don't fall over. Okay. I'm on the other side. Okay, that's all of these sides finished. Now what's next? Right, so we've already done C and D, and this instruction here is the finished one. And this bit here is where it gets interesting. Now I need to figure out what this archy line here is, but I think this is just explaining the bit to get the door in the way, right? So it doesn't exactly say when to do all this, you know, it's just I kind of do all this. So what I'm thinking is I will glue in this section with the door, and then I'm going to put all the paper on for the inside windows, and then we'll try and assemble the whole thing. Right, that's the plan from here. So door first. Looking pretty good. I added a little tiny doorknob on there because otherwise how are the wee people going to get in, right? You need a doorknob. Okay, so choices, what to do next. I think, yeah, I'm going to stick with my original plan. Put the paper on for the curtains, and then the next thing will be But I'll worry about that when we get there. Right, so curtains first. Let's think. What colour curtains would you have in a red house? We've got pink, or blue, or orange, or yellow. Yeah, I'm going to end up using all of them. It's just what I'll use down the stairs. So blue. I think blue. Right, so let's see. I suspect this big window here is probably, or should we go pink? Nah, blue. Right, so big window here. We need to chop them out, so chop a wee pair of scissors here. Scissors are actually from my sewing kit. These are bed cutting scissors, but they work well for the crafting stuff also. Let's see. Right. Oh, curtains. There you go. And what we're going to do is a wee bit of Pritt stick to put them in place. Will they fit? No, I'm going to have to trim them down a wee bit. Let's trim from the top. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do is just get my Pritt stick, and we're going to glue all over the front of this. It's a bit weird to glue on the face we're using, but this glue doesn't actually dry white or anything, so it should be fine. And we're going to try and keep them as straight and centered as we can. Shove them in there. These curtains are a wee bit lopsided, but that's okay. Lopsided curtains is not a disaster, so there he is. Oh, let me get a light behind him so you can see his wee curtains. Not great on that image, but that's okay, he's there. So I will just carry on and do the rest of them. Okay, there he is. With all those little windows in. Not bad. If David decides to put lights in that afterwards, they should shine through and that'll look pretty good. Okay, that's the windows all in place and all of the pieces. So next, we need to try and make the front steps. Front steps are here, and these little walls go to stick out, so I need to. Now, I painted this yesterday, and this is my. I hate cutting these. This is my best efforts at something that looks kind of like concrete. It's just using a sponge and some acrylic grey with little black splodges in it. Over there just now. Then these walls. Way too far away. Here we go. Ooh, Wow, that's how brittle that bit was. It just completely snapped. Actually surprised more of this hasn't completely snapped, considering how old the kit was. Tell you what though, as much as it doesn't exactly fit together perfectly, the actual quality of the kit is very good. I mean, there's a lot of detail in this. Some of the ones you get, the kits are... Some of the ones you get, the kits are have the windows kind of, you know, pre-cast or into the wall, which I guess it makes it easier to build. There's less faff to put it all together, but it's obviously harder to paint because you're trying to paint little tiny window ledges and not go over the edges, which is tricky. Whereas if these ones that are separate, the painting is easier, but obviously the assembly is a lot more. It's not hard, it just takes longer. Quite fiddly. So, right, we've got two walls here. A little bit extra on this one. Quite know what happened there. Oh no, sorry. Okay. Now this must fold, this piece here. Let's see. Did I just break it? I don't want to break it. Oh, okay. Alright, that works. So there's a little pair of stairs. Pair of stairs? Flight of stairs. Makes more sense, right? Okay. How do we get these on here? So this fits through there, or it's meant to, but it doesn't. Some filing is required. We must knock you into submission, Mr. Staircase. What do you think? Is that enough? Kind of. But certainly not quite a fit easy yet, right? Oh, okay, now we're getting there, right? So, okay, so now he gets a banister either side. You know what? I am going to glue the stairs in afterwards because they're pretty tightly slotted in there right now. Just have got a little thing. Oh, I don't want to take off my paint. That paint's going to come off if we do that anymore, so. This guy. This is properly fiddly. Okay, I have to get the stairs to the right position. It's not bad. Right, let's do that side first. I'm going to glue this on the edge here. Stick it down. And then how are the stairs going to glue in? I don't want to get glue all over the wall. Let's see how we get on. Right. Okay, we're gonna glue this wall here. We could put the glue on this bit rather than on the stairs, right? That would work, I think, if we put the glue down there. Like that. Oh God, I end up stuck. Okay. Stairs down. Ooh. That's pretty good at that, so if we just hold that for a wee second. I think he's quite at the right angle, but it's not bad, right? Not too bad. Okay, right, let's try. Ooh. This is where you need 6 hands. Okay, we'll hold that there, prop them up. We'll put some glue on this piece. Try not to stick ourselves onto the model. To try to do this without breaking that little fence bar. To get it all lined up. Okay, hold them there. This bit does not want to actually go into the right place at all. Come on, little piece, you can fit, you can do it. Well, majorly fiddly. So I'm trying to make it fit onto this post as well. It's not quite touching at the edge here. It's sticking up a little bit there, but I think it's as good as I can get it. Just hold it for a second longer to make sure it sticks. So it's stuck just about. Okay. We're a little bit screwy buff, but it's not bad, right? Once it's all built, that will look pretty sweet. Okay, I'm happy with that. Next we need to try and assemble the whole thing. So onto the base plate. Right, let me just cut that all out. Right, so base plate is cut out. Now we're going to glue all the sides on right now. Again, it's an old kit. There's some kind of tabs on the base plate here, but actually on the edges there's no tabs or anything. Like, you just have to, honestly, you just have to stick it down and squiggle it about until you get the right thing. So I am going to go for it, sticking and squiggling. Here we go. Let's wish me luck. Actually came together not too bad at all. Not too bad. Right, so final touch is obviously we have to get a roof. Now, I think I forgot to mention at the start that there was a roof in the kit that I had also painted. But the roof is here right now. There's a roof and there's also little bits to make a wee chimney pot on the top. And then there's a bunch of white trimming to go on. So I have yet to figure out, honestly, the best technique for getting a roof on. Right now, obviously, I have to get this whole thing off again. Right, so the best, you could stick the roof together first and then put it on, and I've tried that in the past, but you can never quite get the angle right, and whenever I've done that, it ends up coming apart anyway. So I think the best way I have found is to basically put on one side and then the other, but it's really hard to get it to actually go square in place. I'm trying to figure out which way around these are supposed to go. There is wee marks there. Now I wonder if those wee marks are meant to be at the bottom or at the top. If we put them at the bottom, we could use them as guides, right? Something like that. Not bad. Maybe that's the way to do it. Alright, I'm going to have to do a wee bit of filing and then we will try to finagle the roof into place. So let's give that a go. And what I've realised looking at these is that the wee tiles on this actually point that way. So if I follow the guidelines that I've got on the back here, then the tiles will be going the wrong way. So I can't use them. They must be for making it fit together at the top. Which makes me think maybe I should actually just do them all at once. You know what, we could actually just do that. Right, I'm going to put glue on both bits and then we're going to just put them on there all in one go, which is slightly terrifying, but you know, sometimes you just have to accept the terrifying and go for it and hope for the best. So let's put glue on here. Don't need too much glue because this stuff is pretty strong. Hopefully he doesn't glue himself onto the thing while he's there. Some glue on this side. This is the top, right? Yes, okay. mess with me, Mr. Glue. Right. Oh, I definitely went over onto the tiles there. We may have to do a wee repair job on that because it will leave a shiny surface, and I think I painted this matte. Damn it. That can be all good. Alright, stop panicking. Let's just do this. Right, so if I take this bit in this hand, and we need a second hand to do this bit. Alright. So if it's together like that, then if it's onto the house somewhere like that. Right? What do you think? Just hold it in place and hope for the best? No, 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 don't let go. Right, hold it. Don't move. Hold it. Hold it long enough to stay stuck. Cross your fingers and hope that that technique was a good one. What do you think? If we held it long enough yet? Should I be brave? Should I let it go? I think it's time. It's time, right? You gonna stay? Ooh. Okay, I'm liking that technique. Ooh, that technique worked pretty good. I've actually got quite a nice seam on the top there. Okay, that worked right. So, roof seam, not bad, not bad. Right, so now a little chimney and then some trimmings. We're nearly there, nearly there. Alright, let me sort out a wee chimney. Alright. Okay, that's the chimney on. So I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces left of kind of fascia that are going on. So they look particularly scary to cut off here. I'm gonna give that a go and hopefully not break them. That's the fun challenge on these, is to get them out without breaking them and stick them on. Right, the last bit to get glued on is this wee drain pipe. So there's no particular place for it to go, nowhere to stick it onto, so we'll just stick some glue on them and do our best to stick them on in a place that looks about right. The glue's getting a bit gloopy here, right, so a little bit. Just don't want to get too gloopy on the glue. Don't need much at all here. Somewhere around here maybe. Something like that looks about right. Okay, that should be him done from the gluing, and the very last thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of powder, aging powder stuff just around his chimney and whatnot, so I will just get that right now. I'll get that done and he will be finished. Right, so I have here a micro brush, little teeny tiny brush, and some weathering powder. So one is called Ash and the other one is called Grimy Grey. I mean, we're going for a smokestack type of a thing, so maybe we should start with Ash, although it looks a bit pale. I'm actually going to go with the Grimy Grey. And it's just to give it a bit of something, you know. Can't go wrong with a bit of something. So this powder is incredibly strong stuff. So you only need the tiniest wee tiny amount. Just to give it a wee, she says putting on way more than she intended to. But actually, I'm going to use a different one. This wee guy here, different brush. A bit foam on the top. Just need to keep working this stuff in. It's not doing a lot, but you know, when did you ever see a chimney that was clean? Okay, I don't really want to use too much of this stuff. Normally I do some in the corners and whatnot, but it's kind of a nice clean house. I don't want to mess him up. You know what, let's just leave him at that. Let's just leave him like that. I think he is done. So let's put him on the turntable and let you have a proper look at what we've done. Thank you all for watching along with me today. I hope everybody enjoyed watching the build of our wee house. It definitely does look a little bit like the one in Charmed, a little bit. It's a bit narrower, but still, I got the look that I was hoping for. And I think it looks nicer than the one on the kit, although it is mostly just the kit, but with my painting prowess to make it look better. So, happy with that. If you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button so that you can come back and watch more, although usually it's my husband that does these videos and not me. But take care. Bye.